there's one thing Breath of the Wild does better than almost any other game, it's conjuring a tangible sense of life, and it does it through a splicing of 1,000 handcrafted touches that are pure Nintendo. There's life here on the undiluting plains of Hyrule Field. It's a tragedy that years of press release guff have tainted the phrase a living, breathing world, because here the wind shakes a million blades of grass. Chop away at it and you'll find crickets chirping beneath. Set a fire going, by sparking a flint with a sword of course, and the heated updraft can catch Link's power glider, wafting him into the sky. After an athletic bout of combat, you can trace the path of the battle back between bare patches of grass and scorched stems. And when you're done admiring the crime scene, it's time to gallop towards the next treehouse or giant skull poking above the ocean of green. In these moments, Breath of the Wild feels like Wind Waker on a horse. The elements also play a big part here. Rain that slickens Link's climbing grip, forcing you to do battle in dramatic downpours, which are made all the more tricky when raindrops douse your bomb arrow fuses and turn your flaming sword into the slightly less impressive sword. But at least the rain can't hurt you, unlike the vindictive lightning that demands you swap out conductive claymores for weedy wooden training swords. Even then though, the storm pursues you, igniting flora with angry bangs. But the joke's on the lightning, because it will fry apples in the process, making baked apples, which have higher health properties. Draw a sword and you can enter the familiar Zelda dance, hopping around a locked-on enemy as you wait to strike. But this is a conservative approach in Breath of the Wild. Link's stealth abilities have come on from the days of edging around hedge mazes in Ocarina's Castle Garden. He can sneak up on enemies, sniping out watchtower guards before stabbing unaware goons in the back. Catch bokoblins drawing a break, and you can confiscate their propped up weapons, leaving them empty-handed when the fight kicks off. If you can imagine a plan working, then there's a good chance Nintendo imagined it too. Link even has a full-on recovery system, using inflatable Octorok guts to airlift tree trunks. The game's big bad, Calamity Gammon, festers away in the centre of the map, and you are free to take a pop at him when you want, but his army of superpowered mech bodyguards means you won't get far. We still struggled with them after 40 hours, let alone one. But that you're invited to try shows a huge shift away from the mangled hand-holding of Skyward Sword. If anything, it reveals all previous Hyrules, bar Wind Waker's Ocean, for the not-so-open worlds that they are. The thrust of the game then is evening the odds, kitting out Link to a point where he won't get reduced to a paste. For many, this will mean following the central questline. You know the deal, find the dungeon, do the dungeon, earn a power to assist in the final assault. These segments are more traditional than the game around them, but are wonderful mini-adventures in themselves. In truth, it's hard to name another open-world game that so seamlessly slips between set-piece and sandbox. And while some may feel the proper dungeon count is a little low, and their size a little small, we would argue that the shrines make this the most puzzle-stuffed Zelda yet. More than this, the world never resorts to the tick-box chores made popular by Ubisoft. For all it challenges Zelda's rules, there's never any doubt which gaming universe you are in. A stoic, silent hero, musical themes that whisk you back to where you first heard them, giving your horse an inappropriate name, bizarro NPCs who lodge in the memory with just a couple of static text boxes, a moon that almost outcreeps Majora's Mask, the terrible fate that awaits chicken abusers. The series has always had something of a fairy tale quality to it, its grand landscapes and worlds suggestive of so much more. It speaks to our imaginations, calling us on an adventure. What a familiar feeling to look across Hyrule Field at Death Mountain, wondering what it'd be like to climb it. What a profound thrill to make that journey in its entirety. It has taken 18 years, but Nintendo has done it again. This is the adventure game to beat. We give it 5 stars.